Bob?
Go ahead, Chief.
Good morning. My name is Assistant Chief Chris Butler. This morning I'm here to announce the murder arrest of Henry Sean Harriford. He's a 28-year-old male. The victim in this case is Janette Harriford. She's a 59-year-old female. The relationship between the victim and the suspect, she's the mother, he's the son. On Wednesday, yesterday, at 1:30 p.m., police officers were dispatched to 401 Monument Road, Woodcreek Apartments, in reference to a battery where somebody was injured. When the police officers arrived, they actually discovered the victim inside her apartment, deceased. As we began the investigation, according to witnesses, her co-workers responded to the apartment because they were concerned for her safety and well-being. When they arrived at the apartment, they saw the suspect standing outside, or actually sitting outside in front of her apartment. When they asked where his mother was, he indicated that she was inside the apartment. When they went inside, they discovered the victim unresponsive, at which time the suspect actually ran away from the area, but he returned a short time later where he was apprehended. The suspect yesterday was charged with 1 count of murder and booked into our pretrial detention facility at about 11:30 p.m. As I said at the beginning of this, the relationship there, the suspect's the son, the victim's the mother. He does have a criminal history, which includes breach of peace and numerous assaults. He's also been Baker acted a total of about 17 times, and he also has an injunction for protection. The mother had an injunction for protection against him, and he's also been trespassed from the property and has multiple arrests. There was a previous domestic violence incident between both of them, in which I think it was January of this year, where he was arrested for that, for an assault. And I'll take any questions that you might have.
When you think about this case, a son committing a crime against his own mother, in this case a murder, what goes through your mind as an investigator, and how did that make this just, you want to make the arrest as soon as possible?
Well, we had a lot of things go right. First thing being that when the co-worker, she didn't show up for work, they went over to the apartment. He remained behind there. I'm sure some of that has to do with his mental instability. He then returned to the scene. It was important to us to make the arrest quickly. The way she was killed, although I don't have confirmation yet from the medical examiner, we did interview him. He did confess to the crime itself, and she was suffocated. To me, it's one of those crimes that there's really no way to rationalize irrational behavior. It's something that we don't enjoy doing in this business, but we're happy to bring closure to this case so quickly.
So he didn't live with the mother?
No, he did not. He's pretty much listed in all the reports that we have on him as a transient. So, yeah, he didn't live there.
Chris, good morning. Do we know how he ended up getting there? Was he staying with her at the time? Did he just come and visit? Did he break in?
No, he did not break in.
Okay.
He actually went over there to borrow some money from her, and that kind of how they came to be. As I said before, she had an injunction out against him. He had been trespassed from the property before, so everything's transient in the area of where she lives.
You said suffocated. Was there an instrument that was used?
There is. I just can't go into the details about that because it includes his confession.
Hi, Kamasi with Channel 4. I'm sorry if you've gone over this already, but can you just talk about, was there some kind of argument that led up to this? Was it an argument over the money? Or did he go into detail about that?
They had a history between each other with, she had an injunction. He had been arrested before for domestic violence. So him being there, in my opinion, was concerning and alarming for her. The money was, one of the things that he went over there for, but she was greatly concerned. At which point, there was a disturbance or an assault that initially led to her death. Hope that was your question.
Any other questions?
Can you just talk about his willingness to confess? Was it a difficult thing for you to get him to talk about?
No, I don't think so. Like I said, he returned. We did arrest him, bring him down here, and interview him. I don't know the length of the interview itself, but no, I don't think it was something that it was difficult to get to. Quite candid with him.
Okay. Thanks, Chief.
Okay, thank you.